What's up, everybody? I got an update here for you on the mandolin. Mark Twain famously once said, "One of the marks of a great artist is to be able to look at their own work and say, that's crap." Actually, I just made that up. Twain never said anything like that. I said it. When you're working on a project and you nail that color, that look that's in your head, and you get it right on the project, you look at it and you go, that's it. That's what it is supposed to be. When you say that about your project, you'll know what I'm talking about when I say that's how it's supposed to look. If you're looking at your project and you're saying, it's supposed to be a little darker, I should have used a little more black, I should have put some yellow in over here, I should have put a gloss instead of a satin, I should have moved the knobs a half inch this way, I should have used a different wood on the fretboard, I should have put stainless steel frets on there, I should have done this, I should have done that. It means that you haven't done the project the way that it is supposed to be. I can't really explain it beyond that, but you will know it when you hit it because you're going to go, that's how it's supposed to be. I had this project already like that with the red and white split. It looked to me like that's how it's supposed to be. But I painted like a negative rosette. So red on top of the white and white on top of the red, thinking that, oh, that's going to be cool. It already was cool. It already was what it was supposed to be. The truth is that this guitar is too small for you to do any kind of a fancy rosette. At least any kind of a fancy rosette with this gesture look. It was already what it was supposed to be. I shouldn't have messed with it. I shouldn't have pushed it over the top because I ruined it. And I show my mistakes. So now here I am, sanded it off, couldn't put sandpaper on it fast enough. Once I admitted to myself, I hate it. It took a minute because you go through this stage where you try to justify it like, I just got to get used to it. It'll just take me a minute to get used to it because I don't make bad mistakes. I don't make bad choices. If I thought it was going to be cool, it's going to be cool. Not always, right? Like what's in your head isn't always going to be what's on the table, right? Uh, it already was perfect. So we got to get it back to that. I've got some sand through from where I sanded the rosette off. It still needs more sanding, so I'll probably get a little more sand through here, maybe a little spot over somewhere else it's starting to get thin. That's okay. Probably two more coats of the red, one more coat of the white. The rest of the guitar, it looks great. I love the way this red mahogany really, matches the spruce really nicely. I put a little, like two more drops of black in this red than I did in this red. Like this was just straight red, and this was red with a little bit of black. I used the Kita dyes on there, but they look. This part of the guitar looks great. The back of the guitar looks awesome. The headstock looks great. I got like two coats of lacquer on there, and I just lightly sanded to flatten it out so that when I build up my coats, they get flatter and flatter and flatter as I go. So I'll probably do two more coats and then I'll do a 1500 sand to flatten that out, and then 2 more after that will be my finish. Then I'll sand up to 2500 and then I'll buff it out. But everything else about the guitar looks great. I just pushed too far. We got to get it back to where it was, because that is where it was supposed to be. I do love this detail on this instrument. See how the binding comes up and then it goes right straight across. I was talking about this with the owner of this guitar, and he didn't quite remember, you know, like this detail. And I was like, you know, it's where the binding goes, and then you know, I said it has these mahogany caps on it, and I said it's a great detail because it's like the heel cap, but it does a couple things. It softens the line between the tapered line between the face of the guitar and the neck or the fretboard of the guitar. It gives you a nice detail with that binding. I know that this one's a little smaller than this one. You know, it's 100 years old. It's 100 years old. It's okay. It's still cool. You know, we can't do anything to fix that. You know, I wouldn't if I could. It's just a detail of a 100-year-old mandolin. That's how it is. So I don't mind that they're a little bit different. I'm okay with that. This has binding on it, so after I respray, I have to scrape that binding back again. I'm going to have to scrape all the binding again because I got to repaint the front of the guitar. But I blew it. Now I got to fix it. So the next video that you guys see will probably be when the guitar is done. Just gonna put, you know, respray it, build up the clear, put the hardware, put the bridge and the strings on it anyway. Put the tuners on. It should be pretty straightforward, but you know, like, let this be a lesson. If you're going to take a lesson out of this video, it is that you will know when it's where it is supposed to be. You'll know when you hit it. If you're not looking at it going, that's the way it's supposed to be, then however it is, it's not supposed to be like that. Now, that doesn't mean that you're going to be extremely unhappy with the instrument. It means that you're going to have just this much regret that you didn't do this or that you did do that. But remember this: there are no strings on this instrument. I could make it green and red, purple and black. I could carve my initials in the front of the guitar. It's not done until the strings are on it. I'm free to do whatever I want to do. I want to put it back where it was with the jester look. That's what I'm going to do, because that is what this guitar is supposed to look like. That's all I got for this one, guys. Peace.